I'm a GBG baby, so I'ma click till it's done. And I love it to beam if you fun, I'ma turn on the front.
The world of hip-hop is no stranger to the criminal justice system. From the notorious B.I.G. to Tupac, the Boozy Badass, and Tekashi 6ix9ine, many rappers have faced legal troubles during their careers. However, few have faced the kind of charges that K-Flock is currently facing. In this video, we're going to take a look at the life and career of K-Flock and how he ended up facing deadly federal charges of racketeering and murder that could put him behind bars for life. K-Flock, whose real name is Kevin Perez, was born and raised in the Bronx, New York. Like many kids growing up in the Bronx, Flock was exposed to hip-hop at a young age. He was particularly drawn to the raw, gritty sound of gangster rap. It wasn't long before he started writing his own rhymes. Flock's early years were marked by poverty and hardship. He grew up in the Soundview section, a housing project in the Bronx, and his family struggled to make ends meet. He tried baseball and basketball for a bit, but those quickly fell out after school. Facing jail at a very young age, he realized that music was his only true passion. When I was locked up, I used to always see my videos of my man's recording, just getting lit, and it's deeper than rap. There's more to it, streetwise. Flock turned to the streets for solace. He quickly became involved in the local drug trade. However, he was also determined to make something for himself, and he poured all his energy into his music. In the Bronx, Flock made lifelong friends with B-Love and Dougie B, who in 2020 introduced him to recording. Almost immediately upon releasing a series of mixtapes, Flock caught the attention of the hip-hop world. His raw, aggressive flow and hard-hitting lyrics quickly earned him a large following, and he was soon signed to a major record label, Capitol Records. Flock's rise to fame was meteoric. He released a string of successful singles and collaborated with some of the biggest names in hip-hop. He became known for his aggressive style and his willingness to take on anyone who stood in his way. K-Flock's vision of drill music is one of pure, raw, and free spirit. His 2 cents on the hectic NYC life comes with electrifying and exciting new sounds. K-Flock spent the last couple of years making tracks that bring some of the best sound that drill has to offer, and he brought the strongest future stars together with him too. K-Flock started officially releasing his music at the end of 2020 and has amassed huge buzz locally and beyond on his own. Brotherly Love, featuring fellow Bronx MCs B-Love and Dougie B, demonstrates just how thrillful and aggressive his interpretation of the drill genre can get. Every bar is pushing them pedal to the metal, and it shows in the video too. K-Flock has continued to release music that has garnered attention from fans and industry professionals alike. His song Being Honest was named one of the best songs of 2021 by the New York Times. The remix featuring G Herbo received critical acclaim. He also collaborated with other rising stars in the rap scene, like Lil TJ and Fivio Foreign on the track Not in the Mood. And in recognition of his rising success, K-Flock was named the November 2021 Hip Hop Rookie of the Month by Billboard. Overall, K-Flock's early mixtapes and constant output of quality music helped him establish himself as a promising young rapper and a force to be reckoned with in the industry.
Hey, go out of shit. Walking out. Yeah, that shit feel like I'm doing something good, like people noticing for me, like, cause me, I'm the type of nigga for me, like, if I shine for me and I know other niggas trying to shine for me, like, I'm gonna help them out too.
In an interview he did with Double XL, K-Flock stated that his music is inspired by his upbringing in the Bronx and the struggles that he faced growing up in poverty. He also mentioned that he strives to be authentic in his music and he hopes to inspire others through his lyrics. However, his success was very short-lived. Trouble came K-Flock's way only a little after he started reaching for the tippy top of the game. Crime is a common theme in his songs, but it also managed to translate itself into his private life too.
Surveillance video of a suspect wanted in a deadly shooting in Harlem. The incident took place yesterday morning on 151st Street and Amsterdam Avenue. According to police, Oscar Hernandez was inside a barbershop when the gunman opened the door and asked him, quote, "What are you looking at?" And the victim went outside to confront him. He was fatally struck in the neck and the back. He was later pronounced dead at Mount Sinai Hospital.
K-Flock was arrested in December of 2021 after he reportedly took the life of a 24-year-old Oscar Hernandez outside of a barbershop. The incident happened on Amsterdam Avenue in Manhattan. Flock entered the barbershop and came face-to-face with Oscar. Shortly after they encountered one another, the duo had an argument, which they left the shop, and the dispute took a turn for the worse when Flock pointed his gun towards Hernandez and shot him in the neck and back. K-Flock was seen wearing a mask when he took away Oscar Hernandez's life, and his wanted poster was already featured in the NYPD NYPD's Twitter page before his arrest. According to the details mentioned on the poster, Flock used a 9mm firearm at the victim. And to that end, Key Flock was arrested a week after the shooting incident on charges of first-degree murder and illegal possession of a firearm. The 19-year-old rapper remained in state custody until he and his fellow Sevside gang members were indicted and transferred to federal custody, where they face additional charges. Things went from bad to way worse for Flock, as he had been named in federal indictment that charges him with racketeering conspiracy, murder in aid of racketeering, and more. He's been accused of being a gang member of the Sevside, or DOA, short for Dead on Arrival, in the Belmont neighborhood of the Bronx, New York. The indictment alleges that Key Flock and his associates engaged in, among other activities, robberies, wire fraud, bank fraud, and acts involving murder and assault. Over a span of several years, the members of these gangs allegedly terrorized neighborhoods in the Bronx and Manhattan by killing and shooting other people. Through these charges, we will hold Sevside and Third Side members responsible for plaguing our communities with gun violence, said U.S. Attorney Damon Williams in the press release. On February 23rd, news broke out that Key Flock, who's awaiting his murder trial, is now also facing racketeering charges. The charges against Flock have piled up against him, and they're dead serious at this point. If he's convicted, he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. Key Flock made a choice to hire a new attorney. He fired the old one who helped him in 2021 and decided to go with Jeffrey Lichtman, a high-powered New York lawyer who represented convicted drug kingpin Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Lichtman promised to vigorously defend Flock against these charges. There's even an Instagram exchange between him and Key Flock that said, "Very happy and honored to be representing Key Flock in the most serious of cases. A very talented kid. I'm looking forward to winning this trial. When the facts come out, I think people will be shocked he was even charged." Flock's case attracted a lot of attention in the hip-hop world. Many of his fans are rallying behind him, arguing that he's been unfairly targeted because of his success. Others are more skeptical, pointing to the evidence presented by the FBI.
That he pulled the gun out and shot him, but at the same time, the person that was dead on the ground had his hand on a loaded weapon, illegal loaded weapon.
Whatever the case, what Flock's lawyer's strategy for the trial that is soon to ensue is to claim self-defense. It was noted multiple times by the lawyer that Oscar Hernandez had an illegal firearm on him too, and that his hand was on the gun when he was found at the murder scene. Public opinion to Key Flock and his criminal record is far from being straightforward. Social media shows incredible support for Key Flock, but his court appearances are being postponed. His court appearance was postponed for 3 times in a row. The public still has no idea what the case is really bound to roll out. Flock's story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of mixing music and crime. His undeniable talent was overshadowed by this one involvement in a criminal activity that has brought his career crashing down. His rise to prominence in the New York drill scene has been impressive, and he's garnered a dedicated fan base who's eagerly awaiting his next release. Despite the legal troubles that he faces, Key Flock's music is a testament to his skill and potential. Now, only time will tell what the outcome of his court case will be, but it's clear that his impact on the world of hip-hop has already been felt. Whether he's found guilty or not, Flock's legacy will forever be tainted by his legal troubles. Nobody can tell the future, but we can safely say that Key Flock's life is never going to be the same.